guys, welcome to today's episode. We are hanging out with the Ditsele. You know, actually, I think you need to trademark It's yours.
It's my thing.
We've been using
it.
it.
But where did you get it from?
It doesn't matter. I made it a thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everywhere.
You can just trademark it
thing.
for our community.
Yeah.
Okay.
In my community, don't know.
Exactly.
It's yours.
You know, we must pay you for using it.
You could need it in like for my content.
Okay, guys. Well, welcome to today's episode. Before I introduce the topic, I just want you guys to introduce yourselves briefly.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And then also tell us where you met, when did you get married, how long have you been married for, how has it been like?
Okay.
I'm Jerusalem. My surname is Ikayalami.
Oh my word.
Jerusalem Ditsele.
Yeah.
And what can I say about myself? Yeah, we got married in 2020, November.
Yes.
So we're going on to our third year.
But I didn't introduce myself.
Oh, okay. But
Hi,
what I
guys.
can say is that marriage is a beautiful challenge.
Yeah.
Beautiful challenge, wow.
Yeah.
Hi guys, my name is Keoratile Ditsele and I'm Jerusalem's wife. We've been married for 3 years in November and we've been together for 6 years.
Okay.
And yeah, how we met?
Yeah. How did you meet?
Briefly,
Briefly, not
Yeah.
in detail. I was invited to the church ministry youth event to
Yeah.
come speak.
Yeah.
And long story short, a year later, we were dating.
Oh, that's
Actually,
too
said
brief.
briefly.
How did
Yes,
we make
yeah.
a move? Your first date, like we went, yeah.
Okay. So, yeah.
so we met in 2016, but she was just coming for our youth event.
Okay.
And after the youth event, we went our separate ways. We
Yeah.
didn't keep contact
Okay.
or any form of communication.
Yeah.
And then a year later,
reached out.
I reached out.
How?
But
In the DMs.
Oh,
yeah,
It's more Facebook.
because in 2016 when we met, she was in a relationship,
Okay.
and so yeah, so
Relationship or situationship? A topic for another day.
Topic for another day.
all I can say is that she wrote a book.
About it. And
Reflections.
The title of the book is Reflections from a Broken Heart. So that already says.
It's culling.
Yeah.
It's culling.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then in
Okay.
2017 we started communicating.
Okay.
When I found out that she's a free bird,
Yeah.
and I was like, "La, I could
You're
be,
like,
I
you're
could,
not
I
gonna
could be
waste
friends.
time.
We could be friends."
Yeah.
And yeah, our friendship lasted
Okay.
just for a few
For a few
hours.
hours. Because we started dating literally a month later.
Yeah.
Officially,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And yeah, that's how
That's
we met.
nice. That's really nice. Okay, well, guys, today we're gonna talk about the needs of a man and a woman. So we've got 4 pointers,
Okay.
because we don't want to confuse this with love languages. There are general needs for male, right, or husband,
Yeah.
and then there's also general needs for a woman. Before we can go into the specifics of what is your love language
yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff like that. But before that, I just love your story, and I'd like you guys to take us through, actually just building from the previous episode, what does dating look like for you guys, and what is the purpose of dating, and then maybe you can also share the benefits of purity that you actually enjoy in marriage.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can I start?
Yeah. go
So
for
for me, just to put context into how our story started, I've always been that person where I want to be in a godly relationship. I've always it was always a thing for me. And with every person that would try to pursue me, I would always communicate to them. These are my principles. I'm saving
Yeah.
myself for marriage and whatnot. But for me, it was always the case that I'm always the one communicating it to whoever is pursuing me. I would always say, I don't, I'm saving myself for marriage,
Yeah.
so this is not what you should expect. So when I met my husband, okay.
No, I'm listening.
When I met my husband, it was very different because, for the first time, someone who was, pursuing me, spoke about the principles that he has. Like,
Oh, wow.
for once, I didn't have to explain why I'm saving myself for marriage. Why do I believe that I'm dating to get married? He made it clear from the beginning. Like, I think the first week, he told me, like, this is who I am, this is what I believe in. I believe that we need to save ourselves for marriage.
Wow.
And yeah, like, it's a deal breaker. And I was like,
Yeah.
wow. I think that was one of the ways I knew that he was the one, like, the first time. And yeah, we discussed.
No.
We discussed I think the thing that was also important for us was the concept of life, like, because you can be a Christian, like, I think in the world we know, like, you can be a Christian but your lifestyle does not really reflect Christ. So we had a discussion about this, like, this is who we are, you know, we don't drink, we don't smoke, we don't go out partying and whatnot, not because it's a rule or whatever, but it's just for us personally. That's the lifestyle we choose to live by as Christians, and in a relationship that is, you know, the context for us. I think
this, before you go, I love that. It takes me back to, I think, one of the conversations we had. Or if it's not a video that I shared about how I prepared for marriage, is that you need to know who you are first and have values and principles that you live by as a person. Then that's when you know you can date, because you're going to validate the person you're dating against who you are. In this, like, if I were to give you the example with you guys, if Jeru believed in something different, or if Keoratile didn't believe in saving herself for marriage, you're probably not going to date her, because it wasn't going to work. And you will know right there, then there's no need to even marry her, because dating stage was just going to be a phase, right? So guys, it's really important to know who you are when you date someone, so that you know, okay, I'm going to validate this
and
person
also, like,
against
don't
me.
settle for less. So I think for me as well, like, when I met my husband, I was at a point where I was like, okay, maybe I'm being unrealistic. Maybe there's no guy in the world
gets
who
to
would,
that.
you know. So when I met him, for me, I think it just showed me, you know, like, sometimes the things that you want, the things that you pray for, they are not far-fetched. And it sometimes doesn't exist for you to find
That is
someone
a good point.
who ticks all the right boxes that you want.
Okay,
So,
you can go, Murit.
By the way, I'm loving your conversation. I just feel like being an audience and one of the subscribers. But just to build up on what you said, babes, is that dating, I think for me, the concept of dating without marriage, right? If you date without having a vision to marry the person you're dating, it's like you walking into the shop, to window shop, and should it happen that you walk out with something from the shop, it means you stole it. So if we date without that intention, then we basically just it's a hit and run. You know, so I believe that dating is a platform building up to marriage, you know. And with that being said, I just also want to add on when you spoke about concept of life, lifestyle issues, like, we have to know, are you clubbing or not?
You know,
I have to know, because
interest as well.
you know, interest, you know, because the last thing I would need is to have my wife come back at 1 a.m. while I'm sleeping. So we have to sort out concept of life issues. But not only that, I think what's also important is the belief system. The Bible says, do not be unequally yoked. You know, so I have to know what you believe in, what's your theology, what's your faith. Are you into energies,
Even
Zen?
if you're a Christian, these days there's different types of Christians. We need to know which kind of a Christian.
For sure.
Like, you believe in, they on Facebook, I saw there's 9 types of Christians now.
Non-tither.
People like define themselves like, I'm a non-tither. So that is very important to know when you're dating, because you don't want to get into marriage and then
find that you are
we give, God instruct us to give, and you can't give because you don't believe in giving, and you know.
That's true.
So belief system is important. Don't compromise on it. You know, I always say that Oscar you are not Jesus. None of us died on the cross, and none of us are resurrected for someone else. So don't try and get your person saved. That's just the work that the Holy Spirit can do. So go through all of those. If you're gonna date, clarify belief system, clarify concept of life.
That's what dating.
Clarify also vision. You know, where are you going? You know,
Yes.
what do you see yourself having a family? What type of marriage do you see yourself?
Yeah.
You know, what type of family do you conceptualize? You know, career-wise, you know, because you don't want to be married to someone. Today they're into Forex. The next thing they're into network marketing. When that's not working, you know,
There's
I'm not
no
saying,
structure.
you know,
Like, there is
but
no foundation.
that being said, we're not closing on space to evolve.
Yeah.
But we're just saying you want to follow a man or a woman who has a vision for life.
We have a
Yeah.
vision for life,
So,
and
yeah.
they stick to that.
Yeah.
Sure, that is so important. And I remember giving an example with, I was invited to speak at UP, and one of the students asked Hore, what must I look for in a man? Because I feel like I want engineers. I feel like I'm like, those things don't matter. Because I feel like
just the cherry on
we
top.
marry for purpose and we just build
Good.
together.
Yes.
What matters is, are you interested in his vision?
Yes,
If
that
you
is
see
true.
he's more into entrepreneurship, are you interested in being in
'Cause you
entrepreneurship?
need to support
Not
it.
you need to support it. You need
That
to be
vision.
patient. You need to know what entrepreneurship requires. Are you going to be that person?
Yeah.
And if not, it's not wrong. It's not bad. If you're not,
It's
you're
just
not.
for you.
Yeah.
So then you just know I'm not into entrepreneurship, and I don't think I have the grace to be patient
Yeah.
with an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just know. I think the most important is to know who you are, and then make sure that you do not compromise, so that you can.
But I think for us guys, you would jump into that, is that we also need to be confident in selling our vision. You know, because
Yeah.
as much as you talk about believing in my vision, I must be confident in selling it. I must be
Yes.
confident in
It must
presenting
make sense, right?
Yes, you know, and I mustn't take a with my vision. It must be clear.
It must make sense. Okay, cool. Do you want to quickly share the benefits of waiting or saving yourself for marriage? Then we can go into our topic.
I think from personal experience, I would say that it makes it so much more sweeter and it removes the distractions in a sense that you can easily become distracted when like sex is involved because you know there's feelings and whatever. So I think that's why even before I met my husband, that was why I made it a point that I'm going to save myself for marriage, because I don't want to add on to the distractions that come with in a relationship, you know, because it can all be a facade and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I think it also teaches you discipline
Yeah.
in a sense that I believe that sexual purity is not just for the single but also for the married as well.
Yeah.
If you are able, like in your dating state, to, you know, be disciplined
I was about
and
to say
stay
that.
away from sex.
Yeah.
In your marriage, it's very easy for you not to be tempted by, you know, external things
Yeah.
when it comes to sex. So I think it helps you be disciplined, and more than anything, it's a way of honoring God, because
Yeah.
as a Christian, that is our belief that we save ourselves from marriage. It's
Yeah.
not because it's a rule that I have to abide for, but it's an honor for me to just, you know, offer up my life as a sacrifice
Yeah.
to God and honor Him and honor what the word says.
Yeah.
So personally, for me, it was just a way for me to honor God, honor myself. As I see myself as a child of God, you know, I live a life that honors Him in every aspect, and it flows into my marriage. I won't be tempted to
Sure.
do other things.
Yes.
That is so true.
Yeah.
And then
No, you took the words out of my mouth. You covered
okay, just
everything,
to
Chris.
add,
Yeah.
also I think when you start having babies, you know, there's a period where you cannot necessarily be available for your man.
Yes.
You're still healing and
Yeah.
stuff. That discipline comes to play.
Yes, true.
You are used to being disciplined, so it's okay. You can
It
wait.
doesn't control
As a
you.
man, you can wait
Yeah.
actually until your woman is healed, or
Yes.
until you guys can be. Even when you taking time off to pray, that discipline still comes in
Yes.
as well. It's like an exercise. I mean, a muscle that you
you
exercise,
exercise,
and you
you
get to
train,
enjoy
yeah.
the benefits in
That's
marriage,
true,
right?
yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's true.
Let's go into the main topic, right? What men needs. I think I'm gonna start with us women
Let the guys take it first.
first. Okay, cool.
Save the best for
Let's
last.
start with a need for respect. What does that look like? When do you feel respected? Do you wanna go first,
Yeah.
or must Jeru go first?
No, let Joe go first. Anna,
When do
Anna
you feel
feed.
respected?
From me.
Respected.
Eh.
Anna feed.
No, me, I don't.
But
feel too much.
Millicent imposed that need on us.
Oh, sorry.
We never said we needed respect.
No, I said I'm gonna list.
You just assume we need the respect.
Okay.
Don't you need respect?
Okay, let me put it this way.
Your question should have been, what is the
And
need?
then, okay, cool. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay,
But it's
cool.
fine.
But
You're
I was
right.
coming from
Respect
this
is-
angle. Yeah, I heard that a man need to be respected.
Okay.
So what does that look like? When do you feel, alright, this woman respect me? Is it when she makes decisions with you, or is it, But it's fine. You can just tell us any of your needs, and then you
will expand.
yeah.
Like when you talk to me, for example, I'm not saying you talk to me.
No, we're not talking about us. We're talking about when do you feel respected.
Now we know.
When do you feel respected?
So when you talk to me, whether you feel like no, you need to put that harshness or what, you just need to say it in a nice way.
Okay.
I think I liked what you were saying in the other video, that you actually learned from, was it your brother?
Yes, I learned
That
from my
you-
brother. Men don't like noise.
You used to tell him, hey, why did you do this, and then shouting, and then you wouldn't listen. But when you start sitting down with him, saying it in a respectable manner, then that's when he listens. Yeah, I think that's one of the things that I see in respecting a man.
Just to jump in on that,
Yes.
you carry on. I think approach.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Approach,
Yeah. Yeah.
because your approach is what determines whether I'm gonna build a wall of defense,
Yeah.
or I'm gonna open the door to say let's talk.
Okay.
It's all in the approach.
Noted.
Funny
We're learning
enough,
that.
It's either you'll find the walls of Jericho.
so funny enough, with some men, right? Like the more you approach a man with
In
the
a
wrong
good
way,
way. Or the wrong
the
way.
wall is being built.
Yeah.
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 It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, to the extent that whatever you say, even if you say it in a nice way,
It's too late.
the person,
The walls
guy
of
won't
Jericho
even-
are surrounding you.
Yeah, you won't even listen. You'll be like,
Sure.
she's starting again.
Yeah. Ne?
Yeah.
No
Also,
tests, guys.
What's the difference between shouting and just speaking loudly so you can hear me?
Yes.
For example, you could be here in the lounge and I'm in the bedroom and I'm like, babe, you don't hear me, and I end up saying, babe.
Yeah.
And then when you come, I'm like, what did you
Why-
really have to
why
shout?
was that?
I'm like, I'm not shouting. I'm
Yeah.
calling you loudly. What's
Yeah.
the difference?
you know what you could have done there?
Eh.
Just walked where I was and said, I'm trying to call you. Simple.
Yes,
Oh, wow.
that's the
I'm trying.
answer.
I'm carrying the
That's
baby.
the answer.
Yeah.
Long story short.
If you hear that, I can't hear you. So are you gonna burn in a room just because I can't hear you? So let's say it's burning.
Oh my God. Okay. Respect, guys. Like you said, like Joe said, it's very broad. We learning. Like you learn in
That's a
marriage,
good
guys.
one, Joe.
You learn in marriage. Yo,
You're definitely the funny one. Definitely.
Joe's humor and sarcasm. comes
Okay,
in
actually,
with
this
least
incident happened. And I'm like, babe. Then he came and like, did you really have to shout? I'm like, I'm not shouting. I'm calling you loudly. Because I hear when you don't hear me. So I guess for men, it's a different, like, we are different. Men and women are two different, spaces. So then I'm learning, okay, you just walk into, I must just walk out of the room. and come and tell me what
Life
I'm
is
looking.
chill, no pressure.
You are in your home.
We are in this thing forever.
Yes.
The more you make it complicated.
Actually, Joe likes to say this. Like, if I try to, let's say, express myself to say I don't like this now, blah 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 blah, it's gonna say relax. We are in this forever.
I know, I know
You might
it
as
is
well.
you.
You might as well just be nice to me.
Yeah.
We are in this.
For sure, because there are
Don't
thousands
wait.
things
Yeah.
that you will not like.
Yeah.
I mean, no one is perfect.
Yeah.
So
That's
you learn
Yeah.
from things. But
Yeah. Okay.
But true, respect is the bottom line. But Lohona, I don't just want to put a blanket and say respect, because respect looks different to all of us.
Yeah.
It's with context, It's
Yeah.
like honor. Honor is different.
yeah.
So you have to find out what respect looks like.
For your
You
own
know.
And I
husband.
think,
Yes.
I think
True.
maybe it's important to say, like, in our context, because Rona, we're very different in terms of like the traditional husband and wife. So for us, like for him, respect looks different than what I have known. I remember we had visitors somewhere, some other time, and you know, like you could see that they have that expectation for me to act a certain way. And my husband and I, like the dynamic in our marriage is quite different. Like he helps around the house,
Yeah.
he does the dishes,
True.
so you could see that the expectation was for me to go, you know.
Now I get why you're saying is
it's
different.
for
It's
everyone.
relative.
Yeah.
It's
So
relative.
Respect is relative,
yes.
yeah.
And it doesn't mean people who do that it's wrong, but it's just the dynamics of our relationships are very different. So it's important to know what does respect look like for your husband, what works for us might not necessarily work for you. Like my husband, as far as I know, he could not be bothered with me, you know, coming
Bowing down.
I'm not used to that.
Yeah.
But you know, bowing and you know,
I
just
can walk up, wash my
wash
hands,
yeah.
and still eat.
Joe does the same.
Yes.
But also it depends where we are.
Yes.
If I'm with my in-laws, obviously you have to behave, especially depending on how old they are.
Yeah.
They lived in a different era. I cannot tell
Sure.
them go wash your hands. I can't tell my father-in-law go wash your hands.
Yeah.
But obviously, as a man, I need to respect him as my father.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to him and give him a bow to wash his
And you
hands.
can
But
do
also
that for
also
your
depends
husband.
as well. Yes, one. So yeah, it's.
I
yeah,
could have
you're
been in a
right.
home setup and in an open setup. It's
very
different.
Yeah.
So we have to do what the Romans do.
Yeah.
But when we are in our home, in our space,
It's
let's just
two
roll
of
with us, have
Yeah.
fun. This
true.
is our
Wash the
marriage,
dishes.
Yeah.
you know.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That is
wash the
true.
dishes. I enjoy washing the dishes, so
Yeah.
you're
He
lucky.
loves.
Oh,
I don't like
Like
washing
Can your
dishes.
anointing flow into my husband?
And the cooking anointing. And then
Next point.
Hey, good, next point.
I think that's off script.
I also want the cooking anointing.
Really?
Nice,
Oh, he
yeah.
cooks. Yeah, he spoils us sometimes. He cooks for us. Okay, it will flow. Oh, next point.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
just
think
to
for
close
us,
on.
with us guys, we don't have. I don't
Too
know.
many.
We don't have many things on our list
Yeah.
other than that respect.
Welcome, Ruhama.
The results of
The
fruitfulness.
result of
Yes.
being fruitful.
Anyway, okay,
Relevant
so.
for the next segment.
Yeah, before Ruhama joined us, I wanted to close the point of respect.
Yeah.
I know we've said that respect is actually relative,
Yes.
but also there's like a general element of respecting your spouse, even in private.
Oh, yes.
I've seen how that can actually, like what the Bible says about Proverbs 31 women, that she does. Generally, women, we are always out there. Like, although we know there's nothing you can do without your spouse, we do it together, but I will be out there, right? But it speaks about something so powerful that says she does all those things, but then as a result, the integrity goes to the husband.
Yeah.
There's just how you speak about your husband in private. It shows how much you respect him to your family, to your friends, to your loved ones, in public. You know, it can either make people respect him, or it can make or break his integrity.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think respect is
Yeah.
a need. Although we need to learn some things.
Can I throw a spanner into that
Yeah,
mix?
yeah.
To say, as much as you need to speak in respect with your husband in public, but you also need an outlet.
That's true.
Yeah, an outlet whereby you can. A safe space though.
Yeah, where you can be really honest.
Yes,
Yeah.
to
My
say
husband
because I would
My
expect
husband,
Yeah.
Keo to have an outlet to
You're
say
mad. Especially when you're angry.
for sure,
Yeah, true,
you know,
that's true.
whereby she goes as a place of refuge.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I also know that place is not a judgmental place.
Yeah, you just
You know.
And they're
finding
not
like
going to use what you say.
Yes,
against
you know,
Like,
it's
No,
the
no,
last
no,
thing
no.
you want is to open up and vent
Yeah,
at someone
sure.
who will, in turn, when they meet your husband, show who
They will still respect them.
Yes, you want someone who will
Yeah.
still respect your husband, knowing well already. Last week you were venting about him.
So don't make that outlet your friends.
Yeah.
I would advise you to shy away from having
Yeah.
such an outlet with your friends. Friends are good.
Yeah.
You know, they're a nice safe space, but some things you'd want, like we have spiritual parents.
Yeah.
Spiritual mentors whereby, you know, if I can run.
And
You know?
deal with
And
us
you come
very
back
quick.
feeling like, oh, I'm gonna love her
Yes.
regardless,
Mm.
because
Yeah.
they're sound, they're your mentors.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I won't feel like you disrespected me. I'm gonna feel like, okay, my wife needed an outlet.
Yeah.
To
Even if
talk
they were
about
to bring it up and say, guys, we know that there's this
Yes.
situation,
That's
let
the
us
thing.
deal with it. I know you want to be offended, so it's very easy for
Because
me.
ultimately we're not perfect as well.
Yeah.
So
True.
yeah.
That is so true. We are learning.
Yeah.
We don't have like any mentors, like in terms of marriage, that are mentoring us. But it's a conversation we're having
Then
to say.
maybe your pastors as
But
well.
we were having the conversation because we were seeing that God is trusting us with more now. We have a business that we established, and we feel like it's really going to create jobs. So we're like, yo, we need mentors.
Yeah.
This feels like so big. We want to talk to people who've gone through this same journey probably, and they will be able to tell us, okay, working together, where do you draw the line? Where how do you still make marriage work? You know, I'm
The
learning
working
from you
together part
guys.
as well is another topic for another day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So now we're gonna go into the need of a woman. First one is conversation. A woman needs conversation. There's no way I can go to work, come back, and I want to tell you about my day, and you don't give me the conversation.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm mad, be mad with me. Like, let's have a conversation with me from a feeling level, not from information, or not because you just want to listen. I actually saw a video on TikTok.
Yeah.
This other man was watching something. He was actually busy, and then the wife came and said, hey babe, can I tell you about my day? Then they were writing titles of what's going on in his mind, right?
Yeah.
So I was reading that. So it was written, oh my goodness, I can't even say no, because she's gonna be mad, because she's already mad. I can already see what her day was not so good.
Yeah.
I'll have to put down or stop what I'm doing and listen to her now.
Yeah.
And then she went on and on and on and on. Can you believe it? Imagine.
Yeah.
And then when I get to the robot, this and this happened.
She's
this
just
and-
complaining.
And when I'm reading those titles, the man is saying, I have no idea what you're saying, but yes, I agree with you. I agree with you. I agree with We don't want that.
Yeah. Yes.
Get into the conversation with me. Like, you want to add?
Yeah, I think for me, it goes back to, well, I know the topic is not like love languages, but now personally for me, it goes back to the different aspects of, the love languages. One of my biggest ones is affirmation, and it goes back to conversation, like just to talk. And I think maybe based on the fact that I had a lot of childhood traumas and I never went for therapy and all of that. So talking things out, I think when we were talking about it earlier on, like I don't like after an argument, and then men like to do that. Like after an argument, life must just go on as if nothing happened and they don't want to conclude it. Whereas for me as a woman, I want us to sit down and say, I didn't like this and that. And when you apologize, don't just say sorry, baby, but actually,
make a conversation. Yeah, don't try to
why
create
are you
peace.
sorry and how are we?
We shouldn't create peace.
You can, but I'm saying don't say, for peace sake, I'm just going to say I'm sorry. Let's have a conversation.
Yeah.
I also want to hear how you felt about the whole thing. I am learning. Let it be a conversation.
And
right?
conversation is also a good way. A good way for us to bond. I think, like, it takes you back to the dating stage, especially now that you're married. It takes you back to the dating stage. I mean, we would always talk. Every day we talking, getting to know each other, and as we grow in a relationship, in marriage, we evolve, we grow, we continue to become. So that part of conversation, always talking, like going back and finding out, like, where are you now in terms of whatever vision, like how are you feeling. I remember before we had a baby, we used to, like, every month we used to have monthly marriage check-ins whereby we would just go out on a breakfast date or lunch date and check in on our marriage, like, where are we now, how are you, how was I a good wife to you this month, how can I improve, what did I do that you did not like, and vice versa. And it helps us to become better partners to one another. We must actually go back.
I agree.
Even a normal conversation on general topics.
Yeah.
Don't just give me let's
Yeah.
talk.
I think with us guys, we can filter in conversations. Like we can have an argument or reason out matters without being emotional.
Okay, as compared to us.
Yes, I believe you guys
Yeah.
are more emotional beings than we are. So we can filter, like we can put an argumentative conversation
Yeah.
on a certain sector and not attach emotions and
Okay.
reason it out just by virtue of what is at hand, you know. So I think as much as communication is that, we must find a way to navigate through that conversation. When you come with your emotions and I come with my intellect over that reasoning,
Yeah.
let us try and merge them. Let it be a nice synergy.
Yeah.
Because if it's purely emotion and it's on
That's
my
why
side,
you end up saying I'm sorry,
purely
because you see she's
intellectual
just
on my
emotional.
side.
Exactly.
Yeah, if it's purely emotions from one side, purely
But it's usually
intellect,
the case. We're
Yeah.
always emotional.
you know.
Just say sorry for the sake of let's get.
Yes, because we don't wanna, because the emotions are heavy on us and they're.
But now, today we are communicating that it's actually a need that you find a way. If it means you pray to God to give you the grace, do it. We want you to converse with us. Yes, sometimes you can see that we are just being emotional and you'd rather say sorry, or you'd rather not. You'd rather say, oh, I'm sorry you went through that, babe, or I'm sorry, babe. We want a conversation at that point in time. Find a way to, because I'm gonna feel like I'm here, I really want us to talk, and you just say I'm sorry, and I'm sorry, yeah, I'm gonna feel like you just wanna shush me. It's not really, you're not really sorry, or I'm gonna feel like you don't understand why you should be sorry. So a conversation is gonna make me see, you know why you should be sorry,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I think, babe, I can quote one incident. I won't embarrass you. So I used to, like, there was a time, the first time, like when we just like started staying together, ne? So obviously you want to impress your wife and everything, ne? So Joe would want to cook for me, you know, give me massage and everything, but the kitchen would be like a mess. And then I would tell him, Gore, I don't like this, like look at how the kitchen is. And then you only mastered this one once, actually, that day. And then you're like, oh babe, you're right, because I remember when I was staying with my dad, he actually used to say the same thing about me messing up the kitchen. I'm sorry. That's what we're looking for. You get me?
Yeah.
You understand why you are sorry.
Yes,
That's what
yes,
we're looking for.
yeah.
But now
Not
you
just
just
say
say I'm
sorry,
sorry. Now you
just
just
to
say
end
I'm
the
sorry.
conversation.
I don't know what happened.
No, my mentor said I must just.
Just apologize. Oh.
You said the best word. You must be married with the word. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Guys, you see this thing of mentors.
Yo, Joe.
I didn't even know he has a mentor. I didn't even know he has a mentor.
Joe.
And I think he
Yeah.
actually does. He actually, you do have a mentor, ne?
Yes, of course.
I know.
Your mentor said you must just say sorry.
Are, this is the words he must remember to say I'm sorry. Guys. So that's what we're talking about a conversation, right?
Yeah. With
No.
communication as well, ne? Not to say you can't be liberal in terms of approaching that communication or conversation you're
Yeah.
like, but sometimes maybe timing might be an
true.
issue why we can't give you attention.
Yes,
You know?
that is true.
Yeah, so
I actually was reading somewhere, I think it gave Purpose-Driven Women or something, I don't remember. So the book was teaching that you need to, check the atmosphere as well, right? Hore, is it the right time to have that conversation?
Yeah.
For example, I can't find you watching something or being busy with something. Gotta stop that. We need to have a conversation. Have timing, yes. Or maybe, I don't know, have timing. Even if you say, baby, can we talk?
Yeah.
Don't be unfair. Don't ask
Yeah.
for that when you see where he actually cannot talk.
Yeah.
Because now you're going to be stuck, not
Yeah.
knowing, do I say yes, let's talk, or
Yeah.
what? But I'm busy. But then if you say yes, you're just going to listen to me for the sake of listening.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to have a conversation.
True.
Yeah.
That's
True. Or when you're tired, you find
exactly. Most of the time, the reason why we can't have our emotions vested in your bad day, it's
You are tired.
basically because we're tired. Like if I'm tired, I can't give you even Ruama
Who's
smiling.
laughing?
I can't give you 100%
Yeah.
concentration because my mind is tired and I'm not in a good space.
I think it also comes back to what you were saying, what we were saying about approach. You see, this thing is it's a broad thing.
It's very
Yeah.
broad.
You haven't even asked how my day was.
I remember,
I
I remember, guys, when we were dating, I used to do websites for people. And I think it was part of me discovering myself that time. I think we were just dating, like a few months into dating. And then every time, because I'm discovering who I am and what I can do, and I realized that I can actually do business.
Yeah.
So every time you go banana Joe, that's all I want to talk
All
about.
I talk about your
This other time it was like, you haven't even asked me how was my day.
and already you're going on.
Already.
You are
So
in
I
it.
need, oh, have you eaten? Joe prefers
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Did you eat? How was your day? Would you like
And
something
then
to
you go
drink?
into it.
Not horror. By the time you enter the door, I'm like, you, baby, guess what? No,
Yeah, true.
he's not gonna be. And another
it makes
thing, I
sense.
used to complain about you falling asleep when I'm having a conversation with you. Is it wrong timing or what?
He's tired.
He's tired.
Like,
is it
like
wrong timing or conversation is boring? I think sometimes you must be honest.
no, at times you'd find that we have a movie night.
Yeah,
Especially-
we're not sure, man.
Yeah, we have a movie night. We planned it out. We're gonna have a
date.
movie night.
Yeah.
He falls asleep,
15 minutes into the movie, I'm dozing off.
and you're the one who initiated.
So.
Thank you, Jeru. Yo.
He also does the same.
Same
It
thing.
happens sometimes.
Okay. The last point that we want to touch is a woman needs to be loved,
Yeah.
right?
It's
Not
biblical.
yes, it's biblical as
Yeah.
well. So also, I feel like God put that need in us to say we want to be loved.
Yeah.
I think also it goes to love languages, but generally we need to be loved. You just need to know, okay, a woman needs to feel loved every day.
Yeah.
Tell me you love me.
Yeah.
7
Show
times
me.
a day. Yes, in the morning, during the day, when I come back
So
from
just
home.
like respect is relative, I guess love as well.
It's relative.
Yeah. How you
relative.
show
Yes.
your love is very
What does me
relative.
loving you look like?
Yes.
In a perfect world, flowers every week.
Okay, then for me, I think the bottom line is a man needs to be respected and a woman needs to be loved.
But that doesn't mean we don't want to be loved as
Yeah.
well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you don't need to be respected
Yeah.
as well.
That's a good
We
point,
do,
for sure.
Yeah.
but we're just saying, Hore, it's a need.
I'm just saying we shouldn't make
Make it
it.
seem as if women
Yeah.
don't
Yeah, it's not
need
that black and white.
intimacy
Yeah.
or
To say
respect.
just respect me.
Yeah.
I don't need you to love me.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
respect me.
Yeah.
No, we also wanna be loved.
Yeah.
We also wanna be affirmed sometimes. You're looking good.
Even
you're a
men,
good.
yeah,
You're a
men-
good husband.
Yeah.
You're a
Right.
good dad. You did well today.
Yeah.
You know,
You
sometimes
preached
my
up a
wife,
storm.
sometimes she would send me a text on stage
Yeah.
to say you're preaching good. And
Wow.
that
Nice.
just feels,
Well done, my person.
that just feels it up. So we still
Yeah.
need to be loved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
But
just the
also,
same
I
way-
feel like I don't want to lie.
Yes.
If
it
you-
should come natural.
If you're not looking good, I want to tell you, Hore,
Babe, change
these
that
colors,
shirt, yeah,
they
yeah.
don't match.
That's true. Yeah.
No, it goes both ways.
And then when you change, then that's when I'm gonna. You see now you
Now
look,
that's
look,
not. It actually
you look
happened.
good.
Look at you.
Yes.
Outfit.
Yes.
So it happens. It's even with the reverse.
Ne?
I had a different outfit and they just like, no, babe, rather wear this. Now you look like my
Ne?
wife.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
I remember Juliana always say
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
So, guys, just to wrap up the conversation, we are learning in this episode that a man needs respect, and respect is relative. It is your job to study your man
Yes.
and know how
True.
he feels respected.
Good.
Yeah.
Same as a woman, she needs to be loved, she needs affection. You need to find out, study your woman, and know when and how she feels loved, and when when you do what, right?
Yeah.
So, anyways,
And you
And
must
why
just
are
say
we not
sorry.
expanding on that topic
what I've
No,
learned
wait.
from this conversation
This is an opportunity
is
for
that I
my
must just
husband.
say sorry.
Yeah,
Yes.
but
Because my mentor said, I will just
Yes,
say
yes, yes.
Sorry,
But
but
no,
your
it's
lips.
not that topic and respect. We went deeper for the men or what does respect look for. My
No,
point.
go vent your love.
Yes, so that
Your
my
love.
husband knows.
Okay,
Okay.
it's fine.
Korea
It's fine.
love.
It's fine.
Okay.
No, but I didn't give you my relativeness, your respect.
You did.
Like what?
Okay, you didn't.
No,
But
but
what
you
does
can.
what does respect look like for you? Practically for us.
Usually, when a man
We're gonna
doesn't
need
say
another
anything-
episode.
Okay.
When he doesn't say anything, it means you're doing the right thing.
Okay.
No,
Thank
but
you.
now we want to
Same.
help others as well.
But
Thank
when we talk
Yeah,
now,
just a few
Happy joke,
practical-
I say by Jay.
Yeah, I'm saying
You said
okay,
that.
just a few practical
But
for
also-
those who don't know.
also like, I think this. I know it's gonna hurt the men. Respect is also earned
Yeah.
to some extent.
Yeah,
Yes,
true.
I remember
It is
reading
earned.
something like someone saying, as women, we are always told, submit, but also we should also consider what kind of men are you submitting to. So I think as well, I don't know if
Hey, you're just opening a whole lot of.
Okay, never mind.
No, it's true. Yeah, the cliche saying is that respect is the end, but now honor is due.
Yes.
Okay, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the
And it's
nature
really
of you
yeah.
being my husband,
Yes,
I must
honor
honor
is
you.
due. Yeah.
Yeah.
In all ways, even
Yes.
for you as my wife,
Yes.
I need to honor you, whether
Yeah.
you're a good wife that day
Exactly.
or not.
Or not.
That's
You
okay.
I
still
must
need
still
to
honor
honor
you.
Okay, never mind.
Because it's making you happy.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for coming.
Thank
we
you.
appreciate you guys. This conversation was like so interesting. And I feel
we
like
got to learn a few things.
yes,
as
we
well.
got to
Yeah.
learn.
It
And I
was
hope
refreshing.
Yeah.
everyone who's watching is also learning.
Yeah.
You know? Any words, any final words that you would like to say to our viewers? Those that are about to get married, those that are already married, like final words.
I would say marriage is not copy and paste. We might be here talking in context of our marriages, what we did, what we didn't do, and what not. But ultimately, I think it's about what works for your marriage. Like I mentioned it earlier on, what works in your marriage might not necessarily work in mine. The main thing is to have God as the center of your marriage and intimacy with God. I think one thing that has taught me in my work with God is that I've never needed God more than I did like before. Like I need God more now that I'm married, now that I'm a mother, because He is the one who helps me to continue to evolve, to become a better wife, a better mother now, and a better person overall. And I always say this, so now I'm a better person, I'm a much nicer person when I have communed with God, when I have intimacy with
Same
God,
here.
because on my own in J-Shem,
Yeah.
I'm quite rough around the edges. I'm very feisty.
Yeah.
Like,
You're an
people-
Mbokoro.
Yeah, I'm an Mbokoro, but Mamsi said I'm not an
And it's
Mbokoro,
not-
I'm very soft. So, naturally, I have a very big personality. Like, I think because of my childhood traumas, I've always have to fend for myself a lot. I've always had to stand up for myself, fight for myself. Naturally, my character is like that. Like, I'm one person who can always, like, I'll tell you where to get off and whatnot.
Yeah.
But with the Holy Spirit, like, I learn how to have discretion, how to be a better person. Or sometimes I don't have to address certain things. Sometimes I can say the things, in a better way. And sometimes not saying anything
Yes.
is power. It shows strength, not necessarily when I'm speaking up for myself. So make God the center of your marriage, allow Him to write your story, and have fun.
Sure.
Marriage is fun.
Marriage
it's
is
supposed
fun.
to be enjoyed, not endured.
Yeah.
And make it what works for you. So I don't know about
That's
you.
good. No. Yeah, I was just about to add on that to say, just get the foundations and the fundamentals right,
Yes.
and then you can build strongly from there.
Yes.
True.
If the foundations are broken, the Bible says, "What shall the righteous do?" So yeah.
Okay. Thank you. If we were to add, we won't finish.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to end the video.
But I love.
Joy's closing down. You must say sorry.
Yeah, you must say sorry.
You're gonna take it.
Now I'm taking that.
Thank you guys. Please do not forget to like, subscribe, and comment and share with your friends and your loved ones. We love you and we appreciate you. Cheers. Bye.